Well, good morning, R12. Today is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. I just wanted to pop on this morning because first things first, I have to cancel our Zoom today because I have two meetings that I thought were a little later in the day, and as I got up this morning and rechecked my schedule, I realized I have double booked myself. One with you guys, and then like I said, I have a training and a meeting. So you guys are off the hook today for Zoom. I gotta say though, I do miss your faces, and I'm kind of disappointed that we don't get to Zoom together today, but don't worry, Thursday's another day, and we can catch up then. So, with that being said, I just wanted to kind of recap with spelling from this week. You were given the choice yesterday to either do 5 times each with your spelling words, or do the worksheet that I provided in your email yesterday. Totally up to you. I would like you to have that completed today as part of your assignment. That way you're on schedule and you don't have to worry about anything. Other tasks for today. Your reading books. As you know, we have 2 reading groups in R12. We have the blue group and the orange group. I will be sending a separate email giving you your assignment for today over the next 2 days. You do not have to sit down and do everything all at once. I would definitely read the story all at one time. That way you kind of have the idea of the story, and when you go to do your workbook, those questions are familiar to you. Now, don't forget, when you're doing these questions in the workbook, the softer book, these questions go right along with the story that's in your hardcover. So have them out side by side. I mean, definitely use the book if you need to. Don't just guess at answers, because I will be checking those on Thursday. So your assignment today for reading, regardless what group you're in, will be due Thursday at our Zoom. And I'll ask you a couple questions about that. And I will be looking to see that those workbook pages are done. Listen, we have 2 more weeks of assignments, and that's it. That last week is going to be some fun activities and just catching up on your work if you need to. So we can do this. This is one of 2 weeks that we have left. The week of June 1st, which is this week, the week of June 8th, and then that next week, June 15th, that is our last week of assignments and watching my videos every day. And, you know, upon request, I can send videos over the summer, don't worry, and I can have some work for you to do. If you guys are just missing me that much, I understand. All jokes aside, that last week, one of the things I will be doing is talking to you about ways that you can kind of stay caught up this summer, especially if you are a 5th grader going into junior high. I'm going to have a reading list that I encourage you to do, and just some other fun activities that'll kind of keep your mind focused and ready for the fall when you do return to school. You know, we don't know what that's going to look like yet. But you will be returning to school in the fall in some way, shape, or form. I want you to be prepared and ready, whether you have me as a teacher, or you're going to a new school, or you're going to a whole new experience in the junior high. I want you to be ready, and I want you to feel comfortable going into a new year. It's always nerve-wracking when you have to go into a new year, even if you know who your teacher is, even if you've been to that school for the last 3 years. It is a new experience. And if you can be comfortable and confident in your learning and your academics, I think that the rest of the stuff will just come a lot easier for you. Like I always say, we can do hard things. Hard things are good for us. They shape us, they form us to be bigger, stronger, and better. So I challenge you to challenge yourself to stay prepared this summer and to, of course, finish the work that I have on Seesaw for you so far. Now, let's say you're a person that has only done 2 assignments. Let's say you're a person that has not done 1 single assignment. There is still time, okay? I am not giving up on you. I haven't done report cards yet. I won't be doing those until that week of the 15th. The deadline is the 17th of June. That doesn't mean you should wait until the last minute to get this stuff done, because if you do something incorrectly, you won't be able to get credit for it. You won't have the time to make it up. You won't have the time to ask me questions before I get those report cards out. So stay with me now. 2 weeks, you guys. 2 weeks. That's 5, 6, 7. That's like 8 days of school. Okay, so don't be giving up on yourself. Don't be giving up and leaving me hanging. Stay with me, okay? Enough about that. Okay, so that's the reading. Math, like I told you, we're still reviewing. We have some regrouping today. I have a little example that I wanted to do with you. Just as a reminder for that subtraction with regrouping. If you give me just 1 minute here, I have an example, and I wanted to kind of go through it step by step. I have 2 examples, actually. Now, the thing with regrouping, this is a skill you're going to need your whole life. I promise you, I use subtraction a lot, and I am one to write on paper when I need it. Okay, you find a piece of scrap paper, do some figuring, and you're good to go. Okay, with subtraction, you have to remember, this top number has to be higher than the bottom number in order to be able to subtract without borrowing. Okay, if I only have 5 pieces of gum, I always use gum, sometimes pizza as an example. If I only have 5 pieces of gum, I can't share that with 8 people. I can't give away or take away 8 when I only have 5. Okay, so when this top number is less than the bottom number, you know you got to go see your neighbor. I always call it borrowing from your neighbor because that's pretty much what we're doing. Okay, so since I cannot take 8 away from 5, when I only have 5, I cannot take away 8. I have to knock on the door of my neighbor and say, hey, 4, do you have one I can borrow? And they say, yeah, let me cross myself out. But then that 4, if you take one away, is only left with 3. Okay, the 4 takes away 1, he's left with 3. He gives that 1 to the 5, which then makes it a 15. Okay, 15 minus 8. Now that's something we can work with. That 15 is higher than the 8. So anybody know what that is? 15 minus 8, it is 7. So we put our answer down right in that same column. Okay, we're done with that column. We're moving on to this one. 3 minus 2. 3 is bigger than 2. If I have 3 pieces of gum, I can give 2 of my friends a piece. And how many will I have left? I'll have 1 left. Perfect. I didn't even have to borrow from my neighbor. 7 minus 5, I can do that too. If I have 7 pieces of gum, I can give it to 5 friends. Okay, so then I'm only left with 2 though. So 745 minus 528 equals 217. Okay, again, I know this is a review. It should be a review. That's okay. All right. One more example. 412 minus 214. Okay. I have 2 pieces of gum. I certainly cannot give 4 away. I have to knock on my neighbor's door. Now this one's a little more difficult. If I take 1 away from this 1, I have to cross him out. He then doesn't have any left. He becomes a 0. But he still gives his 1 to his neighbor, which makes it 12 minus 4 now. Okay, so 12 minus 4, as we know, anybody? 8. If I don't have any pieces of gum, I can't even give 1 away to my very best friend. So I have to knock on my neighbor's door, my neighbor's door again. And that's okay, because the 4 has plenty to give away. So we take 1 away from that 4. He becomes a 3. Okay, well, where's the 4 going to give that 1 to? The 0. Even though we cross this out, it's now a 0. We put a 1 in front of it, it becomes a 10. And as we know, 10 minus 1 is 9. The last step, 3 minus 2, that would be 1. And 412 minus 214 is 198. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a quick review on that. Please show your work of borrowing if you're borrowing. If you don't show me your work and you just give me an answer, that's going to tell me you just got out your calculator quick and used it. Sometimes that's acceptable. For this work today, not acceptable. I want to see your shown work, okay? So if you're struggling with that, let me know. I'll give you 3 problems to focus on and we'll go from there. Most of you are on track with that. This is my last review for the school year on subtraction and borrowing so that I can make sure everybody is meeting that goal for 4th grade, 5th grade, okay? Good to go? Great. All right. Writing. Today in Seesaw, you have a subtraction review sheet, and you have a writing piece which is called Reflection of Me, I believe, or Reflecting on Me. And it's a fun one. It's not a ton of writing, but you do have to follow the prompts, and you have to use 2 emojis for each question, which I always think is fun. And you guys are very creative with the emojis, so it's fun for me to read. Okay, since we're not Zooming today, I wanted to review a couple things. Conferences, parent-teacher conferences. Please set up a time with me. I gave you those dates yesterday. The conferences are June 3rd or June 4th. I pretty much have the whole day open between even noon and 4 o'clock. That was going to be my last appointment. So if you need something earlier, I can definitely work around that. If you need something later, same. I can work around that also. The 5th graders, don't forget to set up for a Zoom time for your cookies and conversations. That's for all 5th graders, regardless what school you're going to for 6th grade. Just kind of a celebration of me leaving your, elementary years behind and moving on. It's very exciting. The last thing I wanted to remind you about was the Therapy Dogs thank you cards. All you have to do is put that in the mailbox. The stamp is already given to you. If you didn't get that delivery, let me know. Great thing to do. If you need to just even type something and you want to email that to me, I can make sure that gets to the Therapy Dog people also. Okay, but I think it'd be great to utilize those materials that were given to you and make this cute little card. Okay? The last thing I have for you today, I'm sure that you have seen the news and you have heard about all the really violent and negative actions that are going on around our world, and it's disheartening. It is, but we can only control what we can control within ourselves, and we talk a lot about showing kindness and just remaining ourselves and staying bright and positive. And so I have a book today. It's called Be Who You Are. As you can see, the pictures are fabulous. They're very colorful. As we flip through, I'm going to show you the pictures. The message here is to remind us just to be yourself, to don't lose track of yourself based on what other people are doing, and this will pass. The more positive we can put out in the world, I think the more likely things are to get better. And if we just keep that, keep that kindness going and keep that, staying ourselves and recognizing all the good that we have, I think that's the first step in maintaining peace and pride in our world. Okay, so Be Who You Are. It's by Todd Parr. Again, Be Who You Are. First page, super colorful. I love it so much. Okay. He sends a little message in the beginning, which I thought was great, and I want to read to you. It says, Dear reader, when I was growing up in a small town in Wyoming, I felt like I didn't fit in. The other kids were interested in sports, but I wasn't. For my 4th grade class photo, I wore a clip-on tie and purple sunglasses because I thought it was cool, but nobody else did. It was hard for me to learn to read and follow along in class, so I was always trying to figure out how to fit in to be like everyone else. Finally, I realized that it's easier and more fun just to be who you are. Love, Todd. Cute little message he wrote to all the people reading this. Since I struggled reading that without my glasses, I'm going to go ahead and put my glasses on. Oh, so much better. Okay, so the first page just simply says, be who you are. Be who you are, rather, not he. Be who you are. And you can see there's 3 totally different type of people there. The next page he says, be old. Be young. Be a different color. Wear everything you need to be you. Love it. Speak your language. You've got a dog saying hello. You've got a young man saying hola. You got this lady just showing all kinds of love. And you got a dog saying meow. How funny is that? The next one says, learn in your own way. So many different types of learning and ways that we can learn, but whatever works for you is what's important. Be proud of where you're from. Be your own family. Just be who you are. That is my favorite. Just be who you are and love that and let other people love it. Be silly. Be brave. We all know how to be silly. It makes it fun. Dance, play, learn, read, discover. Share your feelings. Happy, mad, sad, silly, scared. Again, just be who you are. Try new things. Be confident. Stand up for yourself. Be energetic. Be peaceful. Be the best that you can be. Just be who you are. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you are from, or who's in your family. Everyone needs to be loved. Always love yourself and be who you are. The end. Love, Todd, which is the author. Very colorful, very meaningful. I think it's important to remember when we're talking about just be who you are. Don't worry about what other people are doing and saying and things like that. But there is a boundary to that. You can't just go around saying whatever you want regardless of rules or things that people appreciate or don't appreciate. You know, if you're doing something that bothers someone, that's not what he means by just be who you are. Keep bothering people. Keep ignoring your assignments and your teacher. He doesn't mean that. He means appreciate who you are, appreciate what you like. Don't let other people try to force you into a box that you don't like. I know that a lot of people are struggling with some of the assignments, and not really the assignments, but just doing it and being consistent and really buckling down and making sure that you're doing what you need to do every day. That's when he says things like be who you are, and I say things like be who you are, that doesn't mean to say, hey, I don't like school, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to do it. You're too young to be making those decisions. So you have to trust in the fact that schooling is going to make you brighter. It's going to make you more well-rounded. It's going to prepare you for adulthood when you're living on your own and you're, purchasing your own things and you're making your own rules. Attending school and being able to fit into different areas of life is going to very much prepare you for that. So when we say be who you are and don't worry about what other people do and say, it's not saying don't worry about the law, don't worry about school, just be who you are and be a free bird and don't do anything. That's not what it means. It means do all those things plus be amazing, appreciate who you are. So I hope that message rings true for all of you. I love all the differences in my students. I love that variety of people I get to meet and get to know. I think it's awesome. So be positive, hang in there. Like I said, 2 weeks left. We can do this. I hope everybody has a great day. I apologize, no Zoom today. I also apologize, I see this video is almost 20 minutes long, but it's all you have today. You have a couple assignments on Seesaw. Get anything you can done on there today, guys, because like I said, I am keeping track and I've got lots of check marks here. Some on this page, and as you can see, that's where our assignments stop. We'll probably fill this page in the next 2 weeks, plus I have one more blank page to fill up. So there will probably be another drawing coming up next week, just saying. Okay, everybody hang in there. Have a great Tuesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow.